Hey guys, it's Jennie Wolek with the Wolek Group, Keller Williams Realty, and I'm so excited to talk with my friend Lisa Patrick with your new business, Lisa.
I
It's
know.
get it together with Lisa or by Lisa. I can't wait to learn more about your business because it sounds like you have always been a little bit of an organizing freak.
Yes, definitely. So, I mean, I have a salon, as you know, and I have a good friend there that's like, when are you going to reorganize my cabinet? So it's just what I do. I can't help it.
I love it when people find their passion, things that they love anyway, and they turn it into a business because that means you're going to be so successful at it. So why don't you tell everyone how you came up with this plan and this idea and what you do and what you're kind of seeing in trending in home organization?
Yeah, it's really taken off. Like I said earlier, one of my stylists, she has always told me, why don't you do this for a living? And I love hair, but I also love this. And it's just floored me how fast it's taken off. But I think springtime, everyone's spring cleaning. So I think that that's really jump started everything. But so many people just don't have the time, or they don't have the time and the tools, and they just get really frustrated.
I think you're right. And Neil and I were talking just before we're here together about that same exact thing. If we're
Yeah,
working full time, the last thing we want to do is come home and organize our
right.
house. So what are
Exactly.
some tips on helping us kind of chunk that down if we are going to do
Right.
it ourselves?
Right.
Or
So most people, of course, are overwhelmed. So they start with a room and either they start and stop because it looks worse kind of halfway through, or they don't want to start at all and they shut the door for another year. So that's
yes.
typically what happens. So I try to tell people start with a nightstand, start with a counter or a messy drawer, and then you're going to feel like you're accomplishing something. So it's not so overwhelming. That's the big thing. And tomorrow I'm starting a new project. One thing that I love always are shoes and purses, and shoes and purses always fit. So you tend to have a little bit more of the things that you love. So I am turning a guest room into a closet for my client. So the closet in that room will be their shoe closet. So she's really excited about that.
Okay, so I've kind of done that. I don't know if my family appreciates
Yay!
that I've taken our third bedroom and I have it kind of a vanity space and shoes and clothes out as well. So I want to see what you do to these. Do you have a Facebook page where you share before and afters or any of that
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page right now, and I post a little bit on my personal Instagram, but I've done some reveals. I've done like a regular closet. Right now, I'm also turning an old dining room that wasn't really used into a butler's pantry. So that's coming. So we got to wait for carpenters. As you know, they're hard to get a hold of right now because they're so busy. But yeah, it's tomorrow I'm going to start hanging shelves. And then, of course, I have containers and jewelry boxes and sunglasses, display cases, and all that stuff. So it's really fun.
We have been talking a lot about utilizing over this last year with the
Uh-huh.
pandemic. People really learned that either they wanted to move, that's why my business is so
Right.
busy right now,
Thankfully.
or they wanted to stay put and make better use of the space
Right.
we have. What are some other ideas for people to kind of utilize their space, a DIY, something
Right.
to do this weekend to best organize their home?
Right. Start out small so you don't get overwhelmed. But then, sometimes it's so hard because people are indecisive. It's like try something. Another example is you don't have to use a big armoire, for a little TV anymore. You can use it for other purposes. So kind of think outside the box. And that gives you a lot more storage.
So where do you get your inspiration and
Oh, Lord.
creativity?
A lot of caffeine. And then I lay in bed at night and it just kind of comes to me. So I don't know. I can't even, sometimes I shout out things like, oh, let's put this in here. And the good thing is, most of my clients are like, well, let's try it. You don't know until you try it. So definitely think outside the box. Things don't have to be used for exactly what they were made for.
Mm.
So that's the big key, especially in small spaces like that.
Now, have you seen that when people become a little bit more organized in their home, that they feel a little bit better?
Absolutely.
Does that make you feel
Absolutely.
better? Is that why
And
you did this?
yes, that's my number one goal. Obviously, I'm type A, but I want to come into my house and feel stress melt away, not add to the stress. And so many times we have so many things we bring into our house, but we hardly ever take anything out. And that's where people struggle. They've spent a lot of money on something, so they can't justify getting rid of it. So I definitely want people to feel less stressed and less overwhelmed when they walk into their home. And that's really one of the first questions I ask my clients. What room causes you the most anxiety?
Mm,
And we all have that room.
yeah, I know. I already got mine in my head.
Exactly.
13-year-old daughter's room, but besides that, that one I'm just
Shut
gonna
the
let.
door and walk away.
For her, she's getting the door shut. So
Yeah.
with this being said, and you know that you're getting to help people maybe feel a little bit better when they're in their home. Um, what else are you thinking is important this time of year? We're in the spring. If people know they need to get rid of things, but they don't know where to start, they're going to start
Right.
small, like you said. And are there good places to donate or
Absolutely.
trash your things? How do you go about that
Absolutely.
part? I think that's the
A lot of
overwhelm too.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. And another thing is they carry 5 boxes in their trunk for 6 months, and it's get it out of there. You know, you moved it from your home to your car. So a lot of churches, of course, take clothing and things like that in Goodwill. But I know when I moved about a year and a half ago, I had so much stuff that I was just ready for new. So I donated a lot to that Restore, I
Mhm.
believe. There's 2 locations now. I think there's one in Jinx that's opened. And they take almost anything. And I believe, don't they work with Habitat for
I
Humanity?
think they do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's always nice. So they're making a little bit of a profit
Yeah.
and using it for good.
Yeah. I think when we can justify it that way, it makes us feel
Exactly.
better.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's the best way that people can find you, learn more, or get in touch to have you help them get organized?
Yeah. So my cell phone number is the main way, of course. And you can text or call, which is 918-636-0457. And you can also look me up on Facebook, Get It Together by Lisa. And we can just set up a consultation and kind of come up with a plan and see what works for them.
I love it. Well, I'm super excited for you. I know you'll be
Thank
so
you.
successful. And yeah, well, we'll just talk to you later. Have a great day.
All right.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
so
Lisa.
much.
See ya.
Bye.